Good morning. It's Monday, the 28th of June, 2021. Not sure what was going on with the audio earlier, so we'll see if we can redo this and get most of the same points in. This one is about desktop Linux distributions. I've spent the last week or so kind of testing them and see which one seems most apt. Basically, as a Windows desktop replacement, considering all the uproar over Windows 11 and having to have a Microsoft account to install, etc., etc. Not sure why everybody found that so strange. I've kept a Hotmail account mostly for the last 10 years because I knew Microsoft was going to do this at some point. So here we are. As far as Linux distributions for the desktop, I've tried several. Ubuntu, Red Hat with a GUI installed, Fedora, uh, Twister, uh, Rocky OS, which is the CentOS replacement, the official replacement anyway, and a few others. And here's kind of my thoughts on it. If you're looking for a Windows replacement desktop because you're sick of Windows, you're tired of paying for Windows, etc., etc., then probably the best one, at least to me, is Twister OS. It's not trying to disguise the fact that it's trying to replace Windows. In fact, it goes out of its way with the notion of replacing Windows. When you install it, the screen is very familiar. Everything is kind of in the same place it was. The Office or the open source Office applications, of course, are very similar to Microsoft Office. Will open most Office files, etc., etc. So not a real shock there. On the flip side, if you want just blank, drab, it kind of scares you to almost to look at it page, then I would definitely go with one of the Red Hat kernel or Debian kernels. Definitely Red Hat with the GUI and any of its cousins, because yeah, you got a lot of work to do to make that thing look like Windows, no matter which desktop you install on it. As far as installs, ease of install, etc., etc., once again, Twister, very easy to install. Heck, you can still run it off a flash drive on a Raspberry Pi, or you can install it on a laptop or a desktop. Very easy to put on, doesn't take a very long time to do. There are a million places to do it, but in all honesty, it's intuitive. You don't really even need instructions to do it. It's just obvious. Probably the biggest pain in the neck to install would definitely be Rocky. It's been a long time since I had to fight with an operating system the way I had to fight with Rocky Linux. Once it's there, it's actually fairly easy to use. Unless you're trying to get VNC to work, which that's most Linux distributions. It's just not a natural thing for the, by and large, unless you're using Raspbian, in which VNC comes on it. So if you like headless operation and you can actually see something besides the command line, then Raspbian is probably the way to go. All of them install SSH for headless operation fairly easily. No big hassles there. My favorite out of the bunch is definitely Twister. I'm a Windows guy. I've never said that I was anything but a Windows guy. But if I'm going to use a Linux distribution and make myself comfortable with it, then Raspbian is definitely the way to go as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, not Raspbian, Twister. Raspbian as well. If you want to get a small single board computer and just see how that goes for you, you can get an 8 gig Raspberry Pi for under $100. With a really nice Neo case, probably another $15 or $20. So $110, and you can be up, going, doing the thing with a one board computer that literally fits in your pocket. So those are kind of my thoughts on that. I just saw a comment a second ago asking about backups. Not sure, that's kind of a broad request, but I've got Veeam installed on a couple of things. attached to my NAS. And there are a few other backup solutions that we can certainly look at. So we will begin our perusal of that this week. And if anybody has any other requests, please let me know. Drop it down in the comments page of either this or of the one that I did this morning. Goofy sound and all, I'm going to leave it up there just so people can see it. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Have a great morning.